Welcome back, everybody. Urban Farmer. We got another culture check episode today. Cannabis now, no Alzheimer's later. This article is written by Lanny Surdlow, a registered nurse. There is his blurb right there. He has a newsletter and a phone number that you can contact him in. That's a Southern California area code. So here we go with the article. I'm just going to put you on a tripod and read this off. And it gets really good towards the end, so I encourage you to hang with me. Dementia is a degeneration of brain function causing memory loss, decline in reasoning skills, along with intellectual deterioration resulting in inability to carry out the activities of daily life. Affecting over 5 million Americans each year, Alzheimer's is responsible for over 50% of all cases of dementia, costing over $100 billion a year based on statistics from the National Institute on Aging. Alzheimer's is a progressive disease that is the 6th leading cause of death in America, with over 500,000 deaths each year. Although it is considered a disease of the elderly, early onset of Alzheimer's can begin in the 40s and affect about 5% of all Alzheimer's patients. A major concern is that the number of people with Alzheimer's is expected to escalate substantially as baby boomers enter their golden years, with an estimated 16 million people developing Alzheimer's by 2050. A medical miracle is desperately needed. It just so happens that cannabis may be that miracle, and here's why. A reduction in the number of brain cells and fewer connections between the remaining brain cells occurs in most Alzheimer's patients. This reduction of brain cells is caused by a buildup of clusters of beta amyloid molecules called plaque. It is the formation of this plaque that is the primary pathological marker for Alzheimer's disease. If plaque does not form, Alzheimer's does not develop. Researchers at the Scripps Research Institute in La Jolla have found that THC, the long disparaged psychoactive ingredient in cannabis, inhibits the formation of the amyloid plaque. The study notes that THC is a superior inhibitor of this plaque compared to drugs currently used to treat Alzheimer's. If that's all that cannabis did, it would be a major improvement in the health of our communities, but cannabis can do even more. Researchers, this time from the Neuropsychiatry Research Unit at University of Saskatchewan, found that 1 month after treatment with a synthetic cannabinoid, treated lab rats not only had significantly reduced measures of anxiety and depression-like behavior, but also exhibited increased newborn neurons in the hippocampal dentate gyrus, the area of the brain responsible for the consolidation of new memories, emotional responses, navigation, and spatial orientation. Not only can cannabinoids in cannabis reduce the plaque that is the hallmark of Alzheimer's, it can cause the formation of new nerve cells to mitigate the loss of cells and reduce anxiety and depression, which is one of the most common psychiatric problems of the elderly. Although cannabis's use to promote neurogenesis may be beneficial to Alzheimer's patients, the point that needs to be understood is that cannabis is best used as preventative to inhibit the development of Alzheimer's in the first place. In an interview on LeafScience.com about using low doses of cannabis to prevent the development of Alzheimer's, Gary Wenk, professor of neuroscience, immunology, and medical genetics at Ohio State University, stated that following such a regime is probably going to slow the onset or development of dementia to the point where you'll most likely die of old age before you get Alzheimer's. Research shows that regular use of opiates, alcohol, nicotine, and cocaine inhibits the process of neurogenesis, but not cannabis. Do you know anyone who has used only cannabis consistently and regularly during their adult life and now suffers from Alzheimer's? There must be a few out there, as Alzheimer's has a genetic component, but they seem to be few and far between. For those with a family history of Alzheimer's, it would seem to be a prudent course of action to commence a consistent and regular ingestion of cannabis beginning in your early adult years. Since regular and consistent cannabis use also prevents the development of cancer, reduces depression, facilitates sleep, and significantly reduces the consumption of alcohol, the consistent and regular ingestion of cannabis by everyone would also seem to be a prudent course of action. So wow, this article really stated some bold statements. It says this is the second time that we're hearing about this neurogenesis. We heard it in our interview with Michael from Project CBD. You can see that towards the end of the San Francisco Cannabis Cup video, but he also speaks about research in the neurogenesis field when it comes to cannabis as it's used for medicinal purposes. So, let me know what you think. Thanks for stopping by. I'll have another episode of Cannabis Culture coming up in the future. Till next time, Urban Farmer. Peace!